Shalom, it's Rabbi David Barron with my Torah Talk. Before I begin my talk, I'd like to mention to everyone that this past week we had a fantastic debate here in our temple's home, the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. Dennis Prager and Rabbi Pinney Dunner debated the subject, are human beings inherently good? It was a lively debate, and we're going to post highlights of the debate on our temple website, templeofthearts.org. So you can go on our website to see highlights of that intellectually stimulating debate that we had here in our temple. And we've got a lot of other programs happening in our temple. This Friday night, a Shabbat dinner at Via Loro. There's still a few spots left. If you want to call the office, 323-658-9100, and join us in a sumptuous dinner on the back patio. We welcome you. And we'll be holding a lot of special screenings and events throughout the summer. And don't forget, the High Holy Days, Rosh Hashanah, is off in September, but it's not that far away. And we want to make sure you renew your membership and secure your prime seating for the magnificent High Holy Days, which this year added to our music director, Sharon Farber, and our wonderful choir and instrumentalists, and my special guests from around the world. Joining our cantor, Alicia Pierce, will be Chazan Nathan Lamb. So we encourage all of you to make sure you renew your membership or join us for the High Holy Days this year at our temple's home, the Saban Theater. This week's Torah portion is a really interesting one. It's called Naso. Naso is one of those beautiful Hebrew words that has many layers of meaning. But let's start with the practical one. The Israelites are commanded to continue the census. Naso means to count. Count all of the men who were eligible for military service. And to count literally meant to take that census of those men who would be able to wage battle against the enemies of Israel who were attempting to destroy the Jewish people. And what's interesting is how they counted was with half a coin, machatzit shekel, b'shekel hakodesh, half a coin, and each person brought in half a coin. Why half a coin? And there are many commentaries about this. Half a coin because you're not whole unless you're with your comrades in arms, with those who have the same cause of defending your homeland or defending your family. And, defending requires often killing in the course of a battle of survival. The Talmud says, if someone comes to slay you, rise up first and slay them. So the idea of a battle of defense, defending yourself, your family, your homeland, is critical. And the idea is you don't do it alone. You do it in the context of joining others, comrades in arms. Also, what's interesting about this is that it was offered as a token of atonement. Some ask, why atonement? Because you'd have to kill in battle, and killing is wrong. Taking a life is wrong. Even though you're doing it in defense of your home, in defense of your family, the act of killing is wrong. So this counting was also a form of an atonement. That's a very elevated consciousness on the part of the Israelites. And it's carried through today in the Israeli army. There are rules about purity of weapons, taharat haneshek, that you can't kill indiscriminately, that you have to be very careful. That Israel, when it strikes Hamas installations, for example, in Gaza, that are used as rocket launching pads, they drop a knock-knock bomb on top of the building, a dud, a bomb that doesn't go off, to warn the civilians that that building is about to be bombed because it's being used as a rocket launcher. How many other nations have policies like that? And they go back to the biblical origins. But I told you about that word naso. Naso also speaks about relationship, because if you look at the word, it's used in a different context in a few different places in the Torah. So in one place, it's to count, literally to take a census of military aged men who can serve in the military. So counting. But if you take counting in a broader sense, we're all blessed with a lifespan. We don't know how long that lifespan will be. When we see tragedies like the horrific killing that took place in Uvalde, we recognize that none of us have a guarantee of how long our life will be. That lifespan is a question mark. And so we have to count every moment. It's precious, every hour, every day of your life. The word naso also has another meaning. It means to lift up. To lift up. Nasi and Nisiah, the president, lifted above. You know, in a wedding, in a Jewish wedding, they lift the bride and groom up on chairs and celebrate and dance. The idea of lifting up, elevating, not just our consciousness, but one another. If you've got a friend or a spouse or a sibling or somebody special and dear to you, when they're going through a difficult time, a time of depression and anxiety, it's up to us to lift them up. Those are the special moments in life where we look for a friend, where we look for a confidant to lift us up through those tough times. And the third layer of meaning of this word naso is really important. Adonai noseh avon, God forgives. The word naso also means to give, to forgive, to acknowledge that we're human beings. We make mistakes. We say something comes out of our mouth that we didn't intend, and we hurt someone. And the capacity to forgive one another is critical to living life with one another. So as we think about the meaning of that word naso, to count, to lift up, to forgive, let's never forget the powerful gift we have within our capacity to be there for others in all of those ways that word, that beautiful word describes. I'd like to end with something else that's in the Torah portion, one of the most precious blessings that we have in our tradition, the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly benediction. And I want to offer it for all of you today, and we send it out as well to the families of the bereaved in Uvalde and in other cities where horrific crimes are committed every day, where young people are killed. We don't hear about their names. They're not as publicized as the events in Texas, but they absolutely are tragic. And so we offer God's blessing for us and for them. Yevarechecha Adonai, may God bless us and keep us. May God's light shine upon us and be kind to us. And may God grant us well-being, the blessing of wholeness, the blessing of peace. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.